Listen, I hope y'all WNBA players is paying attention. They will replace y'all asses. They have Caitlin Clark. They have Paige Beckers under contract. They have Angel Reese. They have replacement players they can go get. They have a slew of rookies they are about to draft.
Buckle up, because today we're diving into a seismic shift inside the WNBA, a shakeup that's been building quietly for 2 years. What started as subtle tension between established veterans and a rising phenom has now erupted into a full-blown power realignment. At the center of it all is Caitlin Clark, a player whose arrival didn't just bring hype, it brought transformation. 4 seasons, whispers circulated about locker room friction, resistance to change, and attempts to protect long-standing hierarchies. But as ratings climbed and arenas filled, it became harder to deny that a new gravitational force had entered the league. This isn't just about box scores or highlight reels, it's about influence, marketability, and control of the spotlight. The opening chapter of this story feels almost cinematic. Veterans who once dictated the culture now find themselves reacting instead of leading. Networks, sponsors, and fans are recalibrating their focus. The tension is electric because what's unfolding isn't temporary hype, it's structural change. This is tradition versus momentum. Establishment versus emergence. And as the cameras roll, every glance, every quote, every scheduling decision carries weight. The suspense doesn't come from a single play on the court, it comes from the realization that the power map of the league is being redrawn in real time. What we're witnessing is bigger than basketball. It's about ego, legacy, and the price of underestimating generational talent. The stage is set, and the fallout is just beginning.
WNBA, NBC, Peacock, they're pushing on and moving on with their promo, regardless if y'all signing this deal or not, because I'm pretty sure they got a contingency plan in place. They have a contingency plan.
This is where the chessboard becomes visible. Media giants NBC and Peacock make a move that sends shockwaves through the league. With a massive media rights investment tied to the WNBA's growth, they don't hedge their bets, they lean in. And they lean in heavily on Caitlin Clark. Instead of centering legacy names or spreading promotional focus evenly, the networks position Clark as the flagship attraction. Prime slots, feature segments, marketing campaigns. The message is unmistakable. The future isn't waiting for permission. This decision isn't sentimental, it's strategic. Ratings data, merchandise sales, and social engagement metrics all point in one direction. Clark isn't just a promising rookie, she's a commercial engine. In modern sports economics, that matters. A single transcendent figure can elevate league-wide revenue in ways collective branding sometimes cannot. By bypassing the old guard in promotional emphasis, NBC and Peacock signal something deeper. Tenure doesn't guarantee leverage anymore. Market value does. The narrative shifts from locker room politics to corporate pragmatism. And with that pivot, the league's internal tension spills into public view. Fans begin to sense that this isn't accidental. It's calculated. Every broadcast decision reinforces the same truth. The spotlight has moved, and it's not drifting back. This is the moment viewers realize we're not watching a temporary wave. We're witnessing a rebranding of an entire league around a new centerpiece.
NBC Sports, what they did is they flexed on them. Okay? They flexed on them. Here it says, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. The WNBA is coming to NBC and Peacock. So,
as the promotional tide turns, resistance hardens. Rumblings of dissatisfaction grow louder among veteran circles. Discussions about revenue shares, respect, and recognition intensify. At one point, even strike rhetoric enters the conversation, raising the stakes dramatically. But here's the catch: leverage only works if you control the momentum. And in this moment, momentum belongs to Clark. While some veterans push back publicly, Clark continues securing visibility, partnerships, and broadcast prominence. The optics are stark. The psychological impact is impossible to ignore. Established stars who once carried the league's image now see corporate investment concentrating elsewhere. It's not just about money, it's about validation. About relevance. About identity within the sport they helped build. Yet every threat rings slightly hollow when contrasted with sold-out arenas and record viewership. The broader fan base appears energized rather than divided. And that energy dilutes the power of protest. This segment captures a raw lesson in sports politics. Influence shifts quickly when public demand changes. The question lingers, can the veterans recalibrate, or are they fighting a battle that's already been decided?
Absolute abomination. Nike dropping the ball. Here it says Nike confirmed to Adweek it will not run a commercial during Super Bowl 60 this year, so there won't be a Nike X Caitlin Clark spot during the game. Listen, man, this don't make sense. Caitlin Clark's sneakers are about to drop.
Now we see the consequences unfold. Attempts, real or perceived, to gatekeep, to downplay, or to ice out a rising star begin to backfire. In the age of social media transparency, narratives spin fast, and fans form judgments even faster. Clark, meanwhile, keeps producing. Appearances multiply. Endorsements expand. Her presence stretches beyond sports talk and into mainstream conversation. She becomes not just a player but a cultural touchpoint. The contrast grows sharper. Where some veterans appear defensive, Clark projects composure. Where friction simmers, she stays focused on performance. That professionalism becomes part of her brand. It's a vivid demonstration of how humility paired with excellence can outmaneuver hostility. The public rarely rallies behind perceived gatekeeping. They gravitate toward momentum and authenticity. Every missed opportunity by critics amplifies her narrative. Every attempt to diminish her impact inadvertently magnifies it. Careers don't implode overnight, but reputations can shift quickly when perception turns. By this point, the lesson is unmistakable. In modern sports ecosystems, toxicity costs more than it protects. The closing chapter lands with clarity. The hierarchy has shifted, and the transformation feels irreversible. Caitlin Clark stands not just as a standout player, but as the commercial and cultural face of the league's new era. Corporate endorsement, media amplification, and fan enthusiasm align in rare harmony. The old guard isn't erased, but it's no longer the axis around which everything spins. The spotlight has a new center. This isn't merely a victory lap, it's a case study in strategy and patience. Clark didn't wage a public war. She didn't retaliate with headlines. She let performance, composure, and market response do the work. For viewers, the emotional payoff comes from witnessing a complete reversal. Resistance gave way to inevitability. Doubt gave way to dominance, and the broader takeaway? Talent combined with timing can redraw entire industries. Legacy matters, but adaptability matters more. As the final frame fades, the message resonates. In the battle between entitlement and excellence, excellence wins. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next deep dive. The era shift is here, and we're just getting started.